Welcome to a course on Calculus for Business. In the previous lectures, we have worked out a few problems which illustrates the usages of rules, and finally we ended up using the product and quotient rule related problems. And in this lecture, we are about to start with the properties of logarithms, which we will make use in the due course. So the first property is if you have log of a product of two functions or two values, you may split them as the sum of individual things. Okay, and when you have division, you will have minus in the place of plus. That's it. And if you have m power n, that log of m power n, that you can write it as n times of log m. That is the third property. And here and all, I have not specified about anything, which means these things are applicable for any base. And even here, the fourth property and fifth property tells you that for any base, log value is going to be 0. Okay, for any base, if you take log value of 1, it is going to be 0, and log value of any value to the same base gives you 1. Okay, the last property is the change of base. If you are given any base, okay, and you are about to take the log to this value m in the sense, and if you wish to convert this to some other base b, you can do so using this. For the sixth property alone, let me give you the idea. You have log x to the base 10. Now you wish to convert this to log x. Log x with the base e. So you may do it. In the place of b, you have e, right? So you will have log e to the base 10 since you have 10 here. So this is how we make the conversion. And when you are about to differentiate this log, okay, when you are about to convert to this log, what you have to do, you have to do d upon dx of log x to the base e and log e to the base 10. So this is a constant quantity. Now using the scalar multiple rule, you may take this outside. So log 10 log e to the base 10, and you'll have d upon dx of log x. Okay. Now you know the differentiation of this one, that is going to be what? 1 upon x. So this is going to be log e to the base 10 upon x. When you differentiate log x to base 10. So with this, let us generalize d upon dx of log x to any base a is going to be log e to any base a upon x. Okay, this is the generalization. If you have e in this place, you will have e here. So log e to the base e, that is going to be 1, and that is what we get as this. Okay, here we have written, right? So this place we have done this. So now you might have got the generalization of the derivative of log function. You don't need to remember this. If you know the idea of changing this base, you can always get this formula. We will now work out few problems which make use of the product and quotient rule. Uh, the first problem is if y is given to be 4x cube minus x, 7x squared plus 6x plus 3 times of e power x, then we need to find out dy upon dx. Okay, so here this problem may be done like okay, let us take u of x to be 4x cube minus x and v of x to be 7x squared plus 6x plus 3 and w of x to be e power x. Okay, now find out the derivatives of these three functions. Du upon dx is going to be d upon dx of 4x cube minus x, and this turns to be d upon dx of 4x cube minus d upon dx of x This in turn will give you, okay, here using scalar multiple rule, you may take 4 outside, and that happens to be 4 times of d upon dx of x cube minus d upon dx of x, and you will have to make use of the derivative rule. So it is going to be 3 times of x power 3 minus 1, and this happens to be 1, right? So it is 12x squared minus 1. 1. Similarly, dv upon dx is going to be d upon dx of 7x squared plus 6x plus 3. So you can, okay, directly I am using a sum rule and a scalar multiple rule and writing this as 7 times of d upon dx of x squared plus 6 times of d upon dx of x plus d upon dx of 3. So this happens to be 7 times of 2x plus 6 plus 0. So it is 14x plus 6. Okay. And dw upon dx. This happens to be d upon dx of e power x, and it is simply e power x. And we know that d upon dx of uvw is have the last two functions as it is and differentiate the first function. Now have the first and last function as it is and differentiate the second function. Have last two functions as it is and differentiate the, sorry, we have done this. So have the first two functions as it is and differentiate the last one. All you have to remember is that you will have to make combination of two functions. Like uh, with this three functions, you can take three different combinations. Okay, three different combinations to make this. Have two functions as it is and differentiate the other one. This is how you will get three combinations. All the three combinations has to be written down, and finally give these values. What is b and what is w? That is going to be 7x squared plus 6x plus 3. W is e power x, and du upon dx is 12x squared minus 1 plus u is 4x cube minus x, and w is e power x, and dv upon dx is 14x plus 6. Okay, and you have uv as it is, so 4x cube minus x, and this is going to be 7x squared plus 6x plus 3, and dw upon dx is e power x. So this is e power x. Now all you have to do is that you have to simplify these terms. Okay, as of now, okay, let me rewrite them. So I need some time to rewrite this. So what we have is 7x squared plus 6x plus 3. Okay, that thing. And we had e power x, and the derivative of this happens to be what? 12x squared minus 1, right? So it is 12x squared minus 1. And then we have the first and last functions as it is. The first one is 4x cubed minus x, and the last one is e power x, and we differentiated this one, that is 14x plus 6. And then we kept the first two functions as it is, that is 4x cubed minus x, and this is 7x squared plus 6x plus 3, and the derivative of the last function is e power x. Now you can notice that e power x is there in all the terms, so you can take e power x as a common thing. So you will be having 7x squared plus 6x plus 3 times of 12x squared minus 1, and this is 4x cubed minus x times of 14x plus 6, plus this is 4x cubed minus x of 7x squared plus 6x plus 3. Okay, as of now, what am I going to do is that I'll take this as my part I1. Okay, or I, it is as my wish. I'm just naming them. Let me take this as D2 and this as D3, and let me calculate these things separately. My d1 is going to be 7x squared plus 6x plus 3 times of 12x squared minus 1. So when you multiply 12x squared with the entire terms, what are you going to get? So 7 times of 12, that is going to be 84, right? So 84 x power 4, and then 12 times of 6 is going to be 72 x cube, and 3 times of 12 is going to be 36 x squared. Now the same has to be done with minus 1. Okay, so minus of 7x squared minus 6x minus 3. So if you can simplify here, that you may do. So it is going to be 84x power 4 plus 72 x cube, and this happens to be plus 29x squared minus 6x minus 3. So we found the value of d1. Okay, similarly we need to calculate d2. Okay, let me calculate d2. That happens to be 4x cube minus x, 14x plus 6. So now I'll have to multiply this 14x with these things. So 14 times of 4, that happens to be 56x power 4, and minus 14x squared. And when I multiply 6 with these terms, 6 fours are 24x cube minus 6x. Okay, so it is done. Now we have d3, that is 4x cube minus x times of 7x square plus 6x plus 3. When we multiply 7x squared with these terms, 7 fours are 28, so 28x power 5, and minus 7x cube. Okay, when we do with 6x, what are we going to get? 6 fours are 24x power 4, and minus 6x squared. Now we'll have to multiply 3 with these terms. So plus 12x cube minus 3x. So we are done with the calculations. If we were okay, now we may substitute these values into that. So that is what dy upon dx is going to be e power x, and the first term is 84x power 4 plus 72 x cube plus 29x squared minus 6x minus 3 plus 56x power 4 minus 14x square plus 24x cube minus 6x, and the last gives you mm, okay, actually in the last term I have not simplified anything. I'm about to write it directly, just because I'll have to give you the idea. If you write it directly or simplify it, anyway we are going to get the same thing. The first in d1 I have simplified things, whereas in d3 I have not simplified things. Here what am I going to do is that, okay, among this the highest power is x power 5, right? So write x power 5 and look for the x power 5 coefficients, only 28. So 28 I am done. Then I'll have to look for x power 4. So when you are done with some term, just put a mark over it. Okay, just to keep account of what are the terms that we have considered. Okay, the next highest is 84, and for this here we have x power 4. So this is 84 times, and come like this. Here you see 56. So plus 56 you have. You are done with this term, and when you move like this, you have here. So mark this term as well and add. You are done here, right? The next term would be x cube. Okay, now we are about to start the calculation for x cube. Here you have, so just make a mark 72, right? And I am coming here I found x cube term, so this is considered. So here also I have plus 24, and I am coming this way. Here I have x cube, this is minus 7, so minus 7 has to be here, and here I may see that it is plus 12, right? So we are done with x cube terms. Okay, next we are about to move to x square terms. When I come this way, I found x square term here. So it is 29 simply. It is minus 14. And I am coming this way. Here I see some x square term, that is minus 6. I am done with x square terms. Next I'll have to move to x terms. Plus x, right? Simply plus x and look for the x coefficients. I have minus 6 here. Let me do it in another color. So let me use green. Okay. Here I have minus 6. So minus 6. I am coming this way. I have minus 6 again. So minus 6. This is done and I'm coming this way. I can see that I have minus 3 here. So minus 3. So I am done with x terms as well. Now I'll have to look for the constant terms. Here you may very well see that this is the only term which is not yet used, and that is minus 3. Okay, so plus of minus 3. You write this way and do the simplification of. Okay, it is e power x times of 28 x power 5. Okay, now you can calculate these things, that is 84 plus 56. 84 plus 56 plus 24, and that gives you 164. Okay, so it is 164 x power 4, and you have for x cube term, that is 72 plus 74 minus 7 plus 12, and that happens to be 101. So plus 101 x cube, right? The next is x square terms. In x square you have 29 minus 14 minus 6, and that happens to be 9. So it is 9x squared. Okay, and for x term you have all minus things, minus 6 minus 6 minus 3, so that happens to be minus 15. So minus 15x minus 3. So this is the required derivative. So in order to complete this problem, what are the things that we needed? We were in a need to make use of the product rule of three functions that we have done. Okay, so this is where, yeah, so this is where we have that, and we have made use of this thing. We initially thought that once we apply this formula, then we are done. Actually, with this rule, we are done with the things. But actual calculation began after this only, because the simplification took time. When you don't split this one as d1 d2 d3, if you don't split these things and do the things directly, that also you may do, but for the simplification purpose, even if you do lengthy calculation, it is fine. Okay, in this case you can always check whether you have made or committed any mistake or not. Here we are just while you are writing these things in examinations, have a marking in pencil, so that you have the account of what are the things that you have considered and what are the things that you have not considered. When you simply like write like okay, here we have plus minus, all those things is there, right? So when you count these things, we may make some mistake. Okay, careless mistakes may occur, but when you write what, be it plus or minus, just write it as plus. If it is negative quantity, inside the bracket you write minus. So in this case, we will not miss anything. The chance of committing any mistake is also less. Okay. Hope you understand the problem. Let us move to the next problem. Sorry. So in this problem, what we are going to do is we are asked to differentiate y equals 7 e power x log x upon 3x minus 5 with respect to x. Okay, so here what are we supposed to do? We'll take the numerator as u and denominator as v. Let u is equal to 7 e power x log x and v as 3x minus 5. Okay, actually, I must write these things as u of x and v of x. But this itself is a function of two terms. So what are we supposed to do? Okay, that thing matters when we proceed to calculate du upon dx. Okay, next we need to find out then du upon dx is going to be what? D upon dx of 7 e power x log x. So this is what we have to do. As of now, hope you have had the understanding. So I can do it directly, but still I'll split these things. Okay. Here, let me take u1 of x as 7 e power x and u2 of x as log x. Okay. So my u becomes what? u1, u2. Right? In the place of u, I have u1 and in the place of v, I have u2. So this happens to be u2 times of du1 upon dx plus u1 times of du2 upon dx. So this is the thing that we are about to get. Now we shall find out du1 upon dx. That is d upon dx of 7 e power x. 7 is a constant, so you can take it outside. Then you will have 7 times of d upon dx of e power x. This happens to be e power x alone. So your final answer is 7 e power x. Okay. And the next du2 upon dx. This is d upon dx of log x. This happens to be 1 upon x. So your du upon dx will be, so first log x times of 7 e power x plus u1, that is 7 e power x times of 1 upon x. So this happens to be 7 e power x. You may take it common plus log x plus 1 upon x. Right? Now we'll have to find out dv. dv upon dx is d upon dx of 3x minus 5, and this happens to be what? 3 times of d upon dx of x minus d upon dx of 5. So this is 3 times of 1 and this is 0. So 3 minus 0, which happens to be 3. We are done. Now we shall apply the quotient rule formula. We know that d upon dx of uv is v du upon dx minus u dv upon dx upon v square. Okay. So what was v? v was simply 3x minus 5 and we found du upon dx to be what? E power x, sorry, 7 e power x as common thing. 7 e power x times of 1 upon x log x, right? So it was log x plus 1 upon x minus what is u? That is 7 e power x log x and dv upon dx is simply 3. Everything upon v. What is v here? It is 3x minus 5 v square. So we have 3x minus 5 whole square. Here we need to make the simplification in the numerator. Okay. So in the numerator, let me take 7 e power x as a common thing. So actually this is in the multiplication. Let me write this way. Minus 7 e power x. So 7 times of 3 would give us 21 e power x log x upon 3x minus 5 whole squared. So this is going to be what? Okay. In both the terms, you have this e power x. So actually you can take 7 e power x. As of now, take e power x as a common thing. Now what you are left with is 7 times of 3x minus 5. Okay, instead of writing these things completely, just mark this as equation 1. Consider 7 e power x times of 3x minus 5 multiplied with log x plus 1 upon x minus 21 e power x log x. So now you can take e power x outside and you can multiply 7 with 7 inside. So you will have 21x minus 7 times of 5, that is 35. So this has to be multiplied with log x plus 1 upon x and minus 21 log x, since we have taken e power x outside. Okay, again you have to multiply these things inside, so you will have 21 x times of log x, and 21 x times of 1 upon x would give you, okay, this one with this one gave me this, and this one with this one is about to give me 21, and this one with this gives me 35 log x, and this one with this gives me minus 35 upon x minus 21 log x. So here what happens, minus 35 log x minus 21 log x. So this is e power x 21x log x. Yes, and this one, the minus 35 minus 21 gives me minus 56 log x and minus 35 upon x, and finally I have this plus 21. If I see, I have 7 as a common in all these terms. So let me take 7 also outside. So it's going to be 7 e power x times of 3x log x minus 8 log x minus 5 upon x plus 3. Okay. So if I wish for even simplification, I write this as log x times of 3x minus 8 minus 5 upon x plus 3. So this is going to be in the numerator, hence let me write the final answer somewhere here. Okay, let me do it in another color so that you can understand. So this is the final answer. Your d upon dx of the given function y is happens to be 7 e power x times of log x times 3x minus 8 minus 5 upon x. So we have minus 5 upon x plus 3 everything upon 3x minus 5 whole square. Okay, so finally what we are doing is that we are substituting this thing. Substitute this in equation 1, you get this, right? So we'll do another problem now. Here we need to find out dy upon dx if y is 2 plus 3 log x upon x squared plus 5. Okay, let us take in the solution process, let us take u of x to be 2 plus 3 log x. Okay, and v of x to be x squared plus 5. Now let us find du upon dx. That happens to be d upon dx times of 2 plus 3 log x. When I make use of sum rule and the scalar multiple rule, so I get these things. Okay, the first quantity is 0 since we are talking about the derivative of a constant, and this happens to be 3 times of 1 upon x, so it is simply 3 upon x. Okay, the next is dv upon dx. So this happens to be d upon dx of x squared plus 5. So the using the sum rule, we write like this. Okay, This derivative is 2x power 2 minus 1 plus 0, since this is constant, and this happens to be simply 2x. And here we have to make use of the quotient rule, since y can be written as u upon v, right? D upon dx of u upon v is v du upon dx minus u dv upon dx by v squared. Okay, so v value here is x squared plus 5, and du upon dx is simply 3 upon x, minus u value is 2 plus 3 log x, and dv upon dx is 2x upon v is x squared plus 5 whole square. Okay, so mark this as equation 1 or star, and simply consider x square plus 5 times of 3 upon x. So just a minute. Minus 2 plus 3 log x of 2x. This happens to be what? When you multiply x square with 3 upon x, you will get 3x. So 1x in the denominator and 1x in the numerator gets cancelled, and you will have 5 times of 3, that is 15 upon x, and minus 2 times of 2x happens to be minus 4x minus 6x log x. Okay, do we have anything to simplify here? Yes, of course. 3x minus 4x, which happens to be minus x. So this may be written as 15 upon x minus 6x log x. Now substituting this in equation 1, okay, sorry, substitute the above expression in equation 1, we get dy upon dx is 15 upon x minus 6x log x upon x squared plus 5 whole square. Okay, this may be left as it is, or we may take minus x as common, and so when you take minus x as common, you will have 1 plus 6 log x upon x squared plus 5 whole square. It is our wish whether we may leave it in this step or simplify till this step. It is up to us. Thank you.